There's still not a day that goes by that I don't think about him or look in the back seat and see a seat missing, but it's just one of those things. I met my husband in the fall of 2014. By the summer of 2016, spring summer of 2016, we moved up to the farm where I was born and raised. Come full circle to where, for my kids, the farm has come back to life, and that's where we get to raise our children. We knew we both wanted to have kids right away, so we started trying to have kids, and by March of that year, we were pregnant with our first son, Eli. That pregnancy went pretty smooth all the way until about 35, 36 weeks. I started getting some itching in my hands and my feet that I told my doctor about, and there's something called cholestasis of pregnancy, and it's when your bile acids rise, and it can cause stillbirth. By C-section, he was here at 37 and 2, and he did well. We came home a couple days later. 6 or 7 months after he was born, we found out we were expecting again, which is kind of a surprise, but it was fine. But we ended up having an early miscarriage. December of that year, we found out we were pregnant again. In that pregnancy, everything was going fine until about 34 weeks. I just started feeling really uncomfortable. Something just didn't feel right as a mom. I just felt like a pop and my water had broke in the morning on a Friday. And so by Saturday morning at 5:04 in the morning, then our second son, Ty, was born. When he came out, I could tell something wasn't quite right. He wasn't crying. They worked on him for a while in the room, and I could just kind of tell at that point that something wasn't going right, and then they rushed him out. He ended up passing away about an hour later. The autopsy for him didn't ever show a reason that anything should have happened to him. Everything was perfectly normal. They couldn't find anything, so you just never have an answer of like, why? So it's again one of those things, it's like, well, why? Like, you know, you do everything you think you're to your best ability as a mom that's pregnant, and things still just don't turn out the way you want them to. I think that luckily being able to go home and having one other child at home probably saved us quite a bit, just because I had something else to focus on other than I probably wouldn't have gotten out of bed for, quite some time, or I would have had a lot harder time like getting up, getting going and things like that if I didn't have to put on a brave face or still be a mom.
In the business of obstetrics, we do have unfortunate stories with people who have a pregnancy loss, whether that's early on or close to term. It's difficult not only for the patients, but for the staff and the people taking care of them. But I really think that knowing your patient, you have a better rapport with them and are better able to support them in the difficult process.
Comprehensive care doesn't just manage the pregnancy itself, but it manages that whole person. That woman has things at home, that woman has responsibilities, that woman has other children, that woman has family, that she is balancing all of that while she is managing this pregnancy.
It took until December and took some medication and some help for us to be able to get pregnant with our daughter, Reese, that was born in August of 2021. So we will be having another little girl in a couple weeks.
One of my favorite things about working here is that I really get to take care of all of my patients. I get to be there for almost everybody's delivery. I occasionally take some time off, but it's so wonderful being a part of a patient's family. They rely on you and they're happy to see you. It's really great to be there from the beginning to the end of the pregnancy.
And the concern with the maternal desert is also, it's not just those, we're missing a gynecologist and an obstetrician, but do we have the anesthesiologist to cover when we need a C-section, an emergency C-section? So I think it's looking at all those resources that we need and what we need to provide for those providers to come to our area. And in turn, then, we'll keep our women here for the health care. If you really would survey people, they want to stay local. It's so much easier for them to do so, and the care we get here at Mosaic Maryville is invaluable.
Over half of the counties in this country alone do not have a single OBGYN physician. That attributes to greater than 10 million women that don't even have a physician in their county where they live. And the maternal mortality is approximately 9 per 100,000 greater for women of rural communities than it is for those of urban communities. So having that perinatal access is so important to these women of rural communities, and understanding that and knowing that is half the battle.
Having our new clinic, first of all, we'll have more space. It will be a comfortable place for women to come. We'll have a breastfeeding room for moms who are breastfeeding and need some quiet space. Our lactation consultant will be right there. The additional services like mammography and ultrasound are right around the corner, so it will make care more comprehensive and easier for women to access.
It's so important that we prioritize this, and I'm glad Mosaic Maryville has chose to prioritize it. I think if by shining a light on women's health care, then we can allow all women in our area to shine brightly.
I would be switching to an office that had pregnant women and infants. And that's what I was going to come back from maternity leave to, which made me very uncomfortable at first. However, a year after Ty had passed away on his birthday, I received a card from our labor and delivery nurse, and she was the sweetest. I mean, it was a card for his birthday, just saying that she remembered who he was and everything like that, and I just remembered how important that felt to me, that although a lot of people didn't get to meet him, that the one person that did, like, it made an impact on. And it was like at that point that I was like I knew I had it in me to then show moms that have been in my situation that same care and compassion. Even if it's just your postpartum, just being there for them, but then it's like for the next pregnancy when they come in, and just remembering like, hey, I know this is hard for you because of what you've already been through. Dr. Dodson is amazing at that. And our team, I feel like, is very caring and remembers who our patients are, what they've been through. For another mom, just like remembering that I've been through something.